Jeanine Pirro is the U.S. Attorney for the District of Columbia, joining us now from the White House. Good to see you. I want to start with the president announcing that D.C. is effectively a crime-free zone. Just last night, 70 more arrests, 27 were illegals, 3 more illegal gun seizures, grand total over 1,600 arrests, more than 160 illegal guns taken off the streets. The crime rate has plummeted, the murder rate has plummeted, and somehow you're getting a lot of fury from the other side on this.
It doesn't make sense, does it?
No.
1,669 arrests since the surge started, since President Trump made the decision to make D.C. safe and beautiful, along with 168 guns that have been removed from the street. And that means that those guns can no longer be used to shoot, maim, or murder other individuals. Look, we know then that Washington, D.C. is one of the most violent cities in America. And the president is determined to turn this city around, and he's done so by putting together federal law enforcement partners along with the Metropolitan PD. And every day we are seeing the results of that. And what's really amazing is that last night my staff told me that it was the first night they didn't have a felon in possession. We call them FIPS, because the worst of the criminals are now aware that we're out there, that we're tracking them, that we're going to arrest them. And so if we haven't already charged them, they at least are aware of the deterrent effect of this operation. And it is a successful operation, given the fact that crime has gone down. Even the Mayor Bowser said violent crime has gone down 50%. What you need is to remind some of these people, whether they're young punks on the street, 14, 15, 16 years old, that I can't possibly prosecute, even if they shoot someone with an illegal gun, that justice is coming. And we're going to make sure that D.C. is a safe area, that the people who live, work, and visit here can feel comfortable being here.
I mean, it's such a simple thing, and it's the frustration that the other side continues to push back on. It's just logic. I mean, you cannot have a society where the bad people think that they have carte blanche to do whatever they want. You just can't have that. And the fact that this idea keeps, I mean, they've been trying this in big cities for 40 or 50 years. Let's just go easy on everybody, and at some point we're going to reach utopia. We've never gotten there yet, and white liberals are the ones that go the craziest over this. We see the protests every time. It's the people that don't live in Southeast D.C., and then you have the black residents that have to shoot their way out of the grocery store that are the ones that have to live in the environment that's created by these fools.
Yeah. Well, I mean, certainly you hit the nail on the head when you talk about the fact that the people most affected by crime are the people who actually want the president and want law enforcement there to protect their families. And unfortunately, you know, you've got these liberals and these political ideologues who are like, oh, no, we can't have this. Wait, what can't you have? You can't have safety in the city. You can have law enforcement bringing law and order to a city where in the last year and 8 months, 45 black teens and some as young as 3 and 5 years old have been shot with guns and killed. And the clearance rate is only 29%, which means 70% of the criminals are out there with their guns, continuing to do whatever it is they do. I mean, this is political nonsense. Only President Trump has figured it out. And in the end, he's going to make this a shining city on the hill again.
And I mean, the amazing thing is the capacity they have to ignore what is just piles and piles of dead black kids in inner cities. I mean, all of these left-wing ideologues that you talk about, they don't even see those deaths. Those bodies just don't matter at all, and yet those are the people that they pander to the hardest. Those are the ones getting shot every day.
They are the ones who are getting shot, and they are the mothers who have lost hope in a system that isn't protecting their families. And that's what we're doing here with this surge in D.C., with all of the federal partners, with a surge of law enforcement. We are trying to make people believe again that they can be safe. And by the way, once we're safe, then business goes up, tourism goes up. I mean, there is a domino effect. It's all positive. You know, you've got people like Pritzker out there saying, oh, you know, we don't want them here. He had 54 people shot and 8 murdered this weekend. He thinks that's good?
They don't care.
I mean, I don't think so.
They don't care. I want to ask you this, though. There was a New York Times op-ed, very desperate to find something negative on this. The claim is that the gun arrests in Washington, D.C. are angering Second Amendment MAGA supporters. You have a response to that?
Well, I'll tell you, the Second Amendment MAGA supporters who believe in the right to bear arms, and I am one of those people who believe in the right to bear arms, recognize that you don't have the right to commit a crime with an arm. You don't have the right to have an illegal gun and commit a crime. I mean, we are using all of our law enforcement abilities and the statutes that we have to identify the criminals with weapons. And that is what we're talking about here. We're talking about a D.C. statute and a D.C. code that is so pro-defendant, it's so liberal, it doesn't recognize the rights of some of the other people in society. And I'm not worried about that. What I'm worried about is locking up the people who want to harm other human beings.
The sandwich slinger, Sean Dunn, the former DOJ employee that threw the sandwich at federal agents, you were clear you were going to throw the book at him, stand up for law enforcement. This was a very aggravating moment to watch. It was on camera. It was so obvious. A federal grand jury refusing to indict this man. And this, of course, is in a place where Kamala won 90% of the vote. Is this the flip side of the ridiculous indictments that we saw against Trump, these dark blue municipalities where you can get an indictment against Trump for basically anything, but you can't get that caught on video indicted?
Well, that crime is very clear. Pursuant to the statute, the evidence, the video, it is as perfect as you can get in terms of following the elements of the crime. The grand jury decided to nullify. They didn't want to indict. But don't worry about that. We are charging it as a misdemeanor right now. We will go forward with it. But, you know, this is a city that is accustomed to normalizing crime, normalizing homicides, not doing anything about it. We're changing the ship, but I'll tell you, righting this ship is not an easy thing to do. And thank goodness for President Trump, who's willing to put his energy, his resources, and make sure that we get everything we need to make this safe again.
I got 10 seconds left. You left a great job to do this. A lot of people scratch their heads at it, but I think you enjoy this more.
Yeah, well, this is my wheelhouse. This is what I believe in, and I absolutely believe that we can make a difference. And you know what? Sometimes you have to put your money where your mouth is, and that's what I'm doing. I'm fighting the fight.
Judge Jeanine Pirro, good to see you again. Thanks so much for coming on.
Thank you. Good to see you.
You know, everybody's reporting the same stories, the same spin. You turn the channel, it's always the same. But not us. We're different. We report the real news. No spin, just the facts. Turn to us, and you won't turn back.
Tune in to Rob Schmitt tonight on Newsmax.